Drain! Welcome back, I'm Captain Xavier, and this is yet another unexpected video in my 2022 end-of-the-year build project vlog. This is going to be a build of a Proton pack-fed Atlas. I teased it at the end of the previous video, and yeah, I actually want to do this. This came up because somebody recommended it. I looked into it. Turns out not only is it viable, it actually works really well. And so I'm going to do a full actual build. I'm going to paint it up and all of that. I'm pretty sure this one already has K26 in it or something equivalent. So yeah, all I needed to do to make this actually work with a Proton pack was make a modified magazine that could connect to a Proton pack. Train? So this simply goes in there, locks in, and now the hose comes out the back. Simple enough. It's not, I will probably try to upgrade this. It's pretty much now just glued and taped on, and it's probably not the most secure thing ever, but it's holding so far. And yeah, it will feed, and I think one of the reasons it feeds better than I expected is that the last section of it is horizontal, rather than most of the other magazine ones. It's having to fight gravity to force the rounds up the magazine. Here, it's just feeding directly across, and so it actually feeds really smoothly, and it will actually gravity feed if I just point it down. But with the Proton pack going, it works even better. So, gonna open it up, gonna paint it, and I'm going to mount a switch internally that is activated as you prime it. So as this starts to come back, it will release a switch or press a switch depending on how the internals work, and that'll be it. So, gotta take it apart, and let's do this thing. Right, paint job is done. I think it came out looking pretty snazzy. I like the way the stripes came out. They could have been a little bit cleaner, but I like it. So now what needs to be done is I need to reassemble it, obviously, but I will need to add the switch that gets released when you go to prime the blaster, and I'll need to figure out where exactly internally I'm going to mount that, and I will also be mounting a jack so that I can plug the tank into it. Now you may notice that the jack system has changed. Parts arrived today so that I can, in fact, once again, slightly update the tank to use what I think will be a better solution than these jacks that I have been using. I will, in fact, be switching to 3.5mm audio for reasons, which I will go into in a video that will probably come out, well, either later today or tomorrow. But first thing we're going to need to do in order to figure out where the switch is going to go and where the jack is going to go is put the internals back in, because that's largely going to determine where stuff goes. So let's start that process. All right, I have the switch wired in. It's wired up here. It gets pressed by, hopefully, the priming system when it's primed. Cable is then run through the structure, drilled holes, ran the cables. It's very, very svelte. All the way back to here, where there is now a 3.5mm audio jack, just below where the hose will connect, so it'll be right there. Be on the same side. Lovely. And now I just need to button it up and hope it works. So here we go. Right, it's done, and it works. Let's take it to the range before I completely lose daylight. Then I'll come back and clean up and talk about it. Right, I'm here on the range. It's cold, damp, and I am rapidly losing daylight. I don't know what you guys can still see, but I'm here with my Proton pack-fed Atlas. Let's do some plinking. Four of them. I'm actually impressed. Let's go for the rest. Can I get them all? Good Lord, come on! My arm's getting tired. Ow. Out of shape. Come on. Why are you not feeding? Why are you not feeding anymore? There. We had a jam. We try again. And yeah. Starting to run out of ammo. I'm gonna let those two live for now. Right, we can clean up this mess. We'll go talk about it. No survivors! That's it, moving in. I got him, I am the winner. Ping! Ping!
Now I garden weasel in the dark.
Garden weasel, get yourself one. Right, well, honestly, that actually works better than I was expecting it to. I knew it would work, I had tested it previously, but I didn't know how well it would work when it was actually all rigged up, and I am pleasantly pleased. I did discover that it works best if you are pointing it either down or flat when you prime. If you point it up when you prime, it has a lot more trouble because, of course, the tank is then working against gravity. I really wish it had a stock. If anybody knows of a stock attachment for this, I would take either a standard Nerf attachment point or just a buffer tube, anything that would put a stock on this, because it really needs one, in my opinion. I would think it would be fairly easy to design one that clamped around this sling mount in the back, but I couldn't find one. If anyone knows of one, please send me the link. Anyway, yeah, so it works. The tank activates on prime, so when you start priming, it activates and it loads and fires. Right now, there's almost no ammo in the tank, so there's some ammo in the hose still, and so all the rounds pour back out. When it's actually full, and the hose is full and there's rounds feeding into the hose from the tank, then it stays full and it actually, as you saw in the video, loads very reliably, very quickly. As fast as I can pump, it can prime. Now, sometimes it'll only load one round in because of how quickly I'm priming, but in general, it was pretty snappy. So I'm pleased with that. I'm definitely glad that I switched jacks. So I don't even know what the previous jack was called, and I have a source for getting more of them. This is just a standard 2-pin audio jack because I just need the 2 wires, and I already had audio jacks from previous builds, so now it plugs in there. And it's really convenient. One, because these are really easy to come out, but they won't come out on their own because I went with the 90-degree angle. Pulling the cord doesn't actually pull it out of the socket. So that's really nice. Much easier to connect in and connect out. And it means, well, you'll see what it means in the video where I talk about some retrofitting. So, yeah, it works. I now have a 2-round rival shotgun feeding from a Proton pack, which means I have anywhere from 200 shots, double shots, on this one, which only holds 400 rounds, all the way up to 1,000 shots with Tier's tank that holds 2,000 rounds. So, can't think of too many situations where I would actually want to run that, but it's neat that I can. And of course, it is entirely reversible. So this will still take just a standard 12-round mag. I don't know if it would work on the Hypnos. I don't have a Hypnos, and I don't know if the Hypnos is open in the back. Those of you who have Hypnoses can tell us if it would work or not, hopefully. Then you'd have, I think that one's single shot and maybe slam fire? I don't know. Like I said, I don't have a Hypnos. At least I don't think I have a Hypnos. Let me go see if I have a Hypnos. I do have a Hypnos. Still in box. Never been sniffed. Picked it up at a Ross, apparently. Anyway, let me pop it open and take a look. It does not appear to have slam fire. Won't even let you prime when the trigger's pulled. But it does look like it might actually work. Yup. So it will work, which is neat. I think my mag release is malfunctional. It doesn't release well. It's not moving, or it's barely moving. Anyway, it'll work in the Hypnos. You'd have to, of course, add the switch and all of that, but it doesn't have slam fire and it only fires one at a time, so it wouldn't be my first choice. But if you really like the Hypnos, there you go. There you go. This does, in fact, allow me to now demonstrate that you can, in fact, simply still use a regular magazine, which is nice. That was one of the goals of this whole project, though. We'll see how that holds up. Anyway, yeah, I like it. Proton pack fed, 2-round rival shotgun. Pretty nifty, I think. Like I said, don't know when or where I'd ever use it, but pretty neat. Pretty neat. So let me know what you guys think of this. Let me know if there are any other springers you have questions about. I've covered most of the main designs, I think. There may be a few I haven't discussed, but I'm not going to do any more springers for this series. The springers weren't originally on the schedule, and they put me a week behind, so some of the bigger ones, Tier and the Smart Gun, have been, will probably won't happen until early next year, but they will happen. But there you have it. That was a lot of fun. I think it's neat. I do need to retrofit a couple of things with that audio jack, but that'll be the next video. Where actually, it might not be until next week. Anyway, hopefully I can edit this into something coherent. Thank you for watching.